Hey, good afternoon. Almost said good morning. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. It's the game plan here on this Monday evening, getting ready for the college football championships. Indiana, Miami tonight, in a matchup of Titans, number 10 seed versus number 1 seed, in a battle to decide who takes it all. But before that, Luke Young, Mike Gannon, we're joined by Chase Horsley on the show today. Thanks so much to everybody who is listening. Hope you had a great weekend. I had a very nice, relaxing, sleep-filled weekend. It was great, and we're getting ready for the Heart of Oklahoma tournament later on. But that was my weekend. Mike, how about you?
Pretty much the same thing. A lot of sleep and a lot of football yesterday.
You gotta keep up sometimes, man. You gotta catch it up. Chase was in the call. I don't know if he's in the call anymore now. He might have dropped.
Let's see what happened. Yeah, he dropped. I don't know what happened there.
He's had the spinning ring of death all day, as we found out recently. Don't know what's going on. I'll shoot him a message real quick. Yeah. I'll just tell him did you drop, and we'll see what he's got for us. Okay, but we've got 3 segments on this one. We're going right up until about 5. We're going to talk, obviously, college football. We're going to talk NFL playoffs, and then on our last segment, we'll talk about whatever. But let's just jump into this, Mike. Let's not waste any more time. College football playoffs. As I mentioned, the Indiana Hoosiers, the Miami Hurricanes, in a battle to decide who takes home the gold. Now, on shows past, I've called out obviously the number 10 seed taking on the number 1 seed, not what a lot of people were expecting. They were expecting maybe the Ohio State pick. I know some people were expecting Alabama to go further. They're crazy, but they were expecting it. And there were a lot of upsets, like high-profile upsets this year, I feel like, especially that Ohio State loss.
Yeah.
I don't know what's been in the water, because NFL has had some pretty high-profile upsets this year too. And we can talk about those on segment number 2. But me personally, aside from OU being in the championship, I think this is kind of the best matchup we could have gotten. So I think you've got arguably the 2 most talented teams in the field right now playing for the championship. You've got obviously this Indiana team that just blew everybody out of the water, 15-0 at this point, a chance to go an undefeated 16-0, coached by maybe the best coach in the game, with a roster that is filled with people from all over the country. And I mean that literally, all over the country, all playing at the top of their game. And Miami's the same way. For them, I still say I'm very impressed with Carson Beck at quarterback. As a 7th-year player, he's obviously a veteran. He's got a lot of experience. He's playing like it, which if you're going to stay in college that long, you need to play like it, and he is playing like it this playoffs. He's poised. He's in control. I really think these 2 teams are the best matchup we could have gotten, because Indiana's defense is really going to test Beck. But if there's anybody that can handle it, it's Miami's offense this year. And I think Chase has joined us. So, Mike, let's get your thoughts on this matchup first.
Oh, right. Well, I completely agree with you. The upsets were weird. The beauty of the fact that NIL and the variations of NIL, it's not just the kid going out with an agent and trying to drum up his personal stuff, but he's actually getting money through an NIL fund through the university, completely level the playing field. As we've said in the past, Alabama and Georgia cannot get the number 1, the number 3, the number 5, and number 7 units, and those are all their first and second and third string teams, which is what they've been doing for the last 40 years, 50 years.
Which that was why the SEC was built different, right?
Well, and fair is fair. Big 8 did the same thing. OU did that in the 70s. They had their first string and their second string and their third string were like the number 1, the number 4, and the number 8 units in the country. And it got to the point where that's when they could give out 100 scholarships, or almost 100 scholarships, and they cut it down at the end of the 80s because it was considered unfair. So the NIL completely evened everything, and then the fact that the Indiana coach has got these 3A and 4A kids. Basically, he did Mike Gundy's plan, which was take 3As and 4As and make them really, really good, and really make them be exceptional once they became juniors and seniors. And that's what he's done.
Which is why I say he might be the best coach in the game right now, Signetti. Yeah. He has done something special. And Chase is back. So, Chase, can you hear us? Are you there?
Chase, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
There we go.
I'm here.
I see you.
All right, well, we're just talking about the playoff matchup tonight, so I want to hear your thoughts on Indiana-Miami.
Oh my heavens! I mean, what can we not talk about this game? I mean, Miami has a little bit of some issues right now heading into this one. They've got a couple players that are out, still waiting to see if they're going to be in it or not. Two defensive players that are going to be really big if Miami loses. They also have one player that is suspended for the first half because of a targeting call.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Last week, and it's a big dude. Like it's a good. I think it was a good defensive end that they're going to be missing out for the first half. So if Indiana takes care of business in the first half, I don't see Miami coming back in the second half. I mean, this game is home field advantage for Miami. But I'm watching, I'm looking at College Game Day right now, and there's already Indiana fans already in the stadium. And I have a feeling we're probably going to see maybe Miami outdoes Indiana crowd-wise, barely. And when I mean barely because everyone is going to this game. This is probably going to be the most anticipated watch game that, you're probably going to see this one break some records tonight for people that are going to watch it. Now, obviously, if it's a blowout, people are going to start turning it off. But this is a big game. Indiana trying to find their first national championship. Miami trying to find their first one since I think it was back in 2007, something around there. But they're finally, or I think it was more 2003, somewhere. It was lower in the 2000s since they won their national championship game. So now they're finally back, trying to work through, trying to get it done. But it's going to be a good game. I'm excited. I don't think it's going to be as close as what people think it might be. But Fernando Mendoza, as Kirk Cignetti said, after he won the Heisman, it felt like he got better. And he has gotten better. I mean, he literally threw like 3 or 4 picks almost a game, or, like in certain games and things like that, especially like those hard opponents. In this playoff, he has more completions than incompletions. He has more touchdowns than incompletions. He is on a whole new level. And if he plays well today, they're going to win this. And I just have to say, I don't know if you guys have heard it yet, but Indiana, their pep band and marching band and everything, they've even started playing the ABBA song. So there is something brewing in the night of Indiana. So
it's their year.
Fernando Mendoza has changed Indiana Fernando Mendoza has changed everything for Indiana. And he will always have a place in Indiana now for the rest of his life, even if they don't win the national championship today. He is set. Like he may not. Like he doesn't even have to go to the NFL, and he would be fine. Like he would be. He literally could just go sit and enjoy life. That's how set up he is. But
the epitome of never having to buy a drink again.
Right? Never having to work again. Like it's crazy. I mean. He makes, if you think about it, in the NIL formula, he makes $5 million less. And it's actually $6 million less than what Carson Beck makes. Carson Beck makes $11 million. Fernando Mendoza makes $5 million a year. And the reason for it is because he came from Cal. Carson Beck obviously came from Georgia.
Yeah.
2 totally different things. Carson Beck showed strides. Fernando Mendoza made some really big strides in California, which is why Kirk Cignetti said, hey, I want you to come play for us. And now everything is it's pretty much been a wrap from there. So it's crazy. I mean, seeing Indiana being a football school for now, obviously it's 2 straight years. Kirk Cignetti has lost 2 games. That's it. And the last time Fernando Mendoza met up with Miami, it was a win for Fernando, again, win with California. So, who knows? Maybe Miami's trying to get that revenge back on Fernando, but all the stars are pointing towards Fernando and Indiana.
I'd agree. I'm looking at the injury report right here. Miami's most recent sees Malik Bryan out, Elijah Lofton, that's starting tight end. They're going to be without him. Dalen Upshaw, Donta Simpson, and Xavier Lucas, who was the DB Chase mentioned being out for the first half after targeting. I had forgotten about that one. So it's not a deep injury report, but there are impactful players on it.
There's very impactful. Like that's the issue. There are impactful players on that Miami squad. And people are like, oh, Miami's defense is so good. And I'm like, yeah, they're good when they have all their people together. They don't have all their players. They're like, they just escaped Ole Miss. Like, yeah, they won, but they escaped them. Indiana has literally won 38-3 and 56-22 against, people said, some of the top 2 teams in the nation. Like, you had Alabama, who really a lot of people, were like, oh, man, they shouldn't have been in, whatever. Or, well, I mean, they were top 5 and everything. Of course they're in, in that case. You beat them 38-3. Then you have to take on an Oregon team, which everyone said Oregon was going to be the national champion this year. They cruise past a team that has 7 5-star recruits. Cruise past them. Like, this Indiana team's different, and I agree with Kirk Cignetti. I think they even got better after he won the Heisman. Miami's going to have to do a lot, and they're going to have to force a lot of turnovers to win this game. And Fernando does not turn the ball over here in the postseason.
Yeah, Indiana has a deeper injury report, but they're only missing, like, Stephen Daly, who's their big notable absence right now. They're D lineman. The rest of them aren't, like, high-impact players like Miami is missing it, even for one half. So, yeah, and by the way, just want to point out, never thought Oregon was going very far. Just want to point that out. But, no, I'm right with you, Chase. Mike, I think you agree. Miami, they had a great run, pulled off some big upsets. They were a lot of fun to watch, but Indiana's a different beast. Man, they're just different this year.
They're completely different, and they're playing at a level that is borderline NFL as a unit. And that's the crazy thing. They play as a unit, and Mendoza's always giving credit to the line and the receivers, and it's always we. So, I mean, he's going to be, I don't know what the Raiders are going to do to him. Hopefully he'll get one of these.
Hopefully pass on him in the draft.
Well, or the Raiders will hire one of the good NFL coaches that'll end up, maybe the Bills coach takes over. Will be his coach at the Raiders.
McDermott, wasn't he already fielding interviews for somebody? I feel like I heard that. We'll talk about it in our next segment. We're coming up on the end of segment number 1. Luke Young on the game plan, joined by Chase Horsley and Mike Gannon on this show. We're talking NFL football next. Going to go over the playoffs, our most recent matchups, controversial calls, hype moments, and a championship and Super Bowl prediction coming up for you here. So stay tuned for that when we come back on the game plan. Do it best at Evans Hardware. Since 1965, Evans Hardware has provided Midwest City with top-quality home improvement supplies and a one-of-a-kind shopping experience. At 1021 South Douglas Boulevard, Evans Hardware is family-owned and has the right products for every situation, including DIY projects, professional contracting, or quick fixes. Their satisfaction guarantee and quick turnarounds mean you'll always find what you need. So visit Evans Hardware in Midwest City. Or call 405-732-1898. That's 405-732-1898. Evans Hardware in Midwest City.
C&J Sporting Goods at 6604 Northwest 38th Street has been serving Bethany and the Metro for over 30 years, with 3 generations ready to serve you with the best shopping experience of product knowledge and customer service anywhere, with a wide selection of guns, ammo, ear and eye protection, law enforcement equipment, hunting, camping, and survival gear. If they don't have it, they will order it for you. Veteran owned and family operated. Call 405-789-8102. C&J Sporting Goods.
This is Blake Nightingale State Farm, your local insurance agent over at 7304 Northwest Expressway. Here to tell you more about the business is Blake himself.
Hi, my name is Blake Nightingale, State Farm insurance agent located at 7304 Northwest Expressway here in Oklahoma City. I've been a State Farm agent since 2018. We've got 5 licensed staff members here, and we do everything from auto, home, life insurance, and health insurance. And we're real passionate about helping people. And we love youth sports, and we sponsor a lot of local teams here. And so, like I always tell people, Like a good neighbor, we're here to help you.
Just like you heard from Blake, Blake Nightingale State Farm is here to help you protect what's important to you, because your car and home aren't just things. They're where you make your memories. Visit Blake and his friendly staff at 7304 Northwest Expressway and call them at 405-728-1313. Like a good neighbor, Blake Nightingale is there.
At the home of the Gotta Have It, you'll find Apple Tree Antique Gallery, located in the heart of downtown Bethany at 6740 Northwest 39th Expressway. Enjoy spacious shopping with up to 77 unique vendors across more than 10,000 square feet, offering everything from jewelry and clothing to one-of-a-kind treasures and so much more. Don't miss our third Friday weekend specials every month. And yes, we're open Sundays. Call us at 495-0602. Apple Tree Antique Gallery in Bethany, home of the Gotta Have It.
Tanko Mechanical, Electrical, and Plumbing is a commercial and industrial contractor. They offer end-to-end client experience that includes seamless communication, budgeting, staffing, on-site organization, and it's solid quality handiwork every time. The past projects include both new construction and repairs and restoration. Occupied and fully operational job sites are never a problem. They can also plan, manage, and build multi-phase jobs. We are a turnkey plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and mechanical contractor. Tanko Company, give them a call at 405-255-7804. Again, that's 405-255-7804. Tanko.
And we are back here on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk, live on Facebook and thegospelstation.com. Scroll Sports and Talk. Thanks so much to everybody who is tuning in. Our Facebook was frozen for a second, but I think it's back now. So, Chase, all the people can see your pretty face over there. So, thank you for joining us. Here on segment number 2, we're going to be talking he just gave a wave at the camera. He sat all the way back like this. Just waving. But we're talking NFL here, playoff stuff. Obviously, we had the divisional round last night. We're getting ready for the championships. I will say, man, we saw some of the best highlights I've seen in recent memory out of a playoffs in those divisional games. The Denver-Buffalo game was great. Well, again, Allen had his mistakes. We'll talk about it. But that Chicago-Rams game, that was a different kind of great. That had heroics on every side. And I particularly enjoyed watching that one. And not just because it meant that my NFC prediction bracket is still perfect. I actually enjoyed the football. So, all right, but where do we want to start? We want to start AFC or NFC?
Yeah, Chase, what?
Well, we just had some breaking news. Dolphins have hired a coach. They've hired defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley from the Packers. So we got Dolphins have a new head coach.
Really?
He's going to be a defensive guy.
Oh, boy, that's not good news for Tua.
No, I wonder if they're going to move on from him officially.
I think that.
No, it is not. Not Tua Tagovailoa.
I think they are going to move on.
Yeah, Tua's gone.
Yeah, they're moving on.
I've been saying they need to do it. I mean, I was right about McDaniel. It sucks for Tua, but it was time. It was time.
Tua got his $55 million. He's got his money. He can go. He can go back home and buy a plant. Buy a farm, buy some hotels.
He can go retire. He's good.
Yeah.
Build a resort in not Maui. What's one of the other islands? Help me out here. Kauai. Build a resort on Kauai.
It's probably time to. And hey, since we're talking about the Packers, not too long ago they extended Matt LaFleur, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for Packers fans, but we'll find out here in the coming years. I hope it's a bad thing, personally. All right, Chase.
No, it's. I mean, I hope it's a bad thing too. I mean, my Cowboys need something to not go their right way.
Yeah, I know.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so which one we want to talk first? Patriots, or we want to talk?
No, anyways.
Bills or Patriots? Which one
I
we
mean,
go first?
they both were good games. Besides,
yes.
Yeah, I know. Besides the AFC Championship, or besides the AFC Divisional and the Patriots game, that was pretty dismal. Everything else was pretty good. I mean, the Buffalo Bills, they had that game. The Bills had the game. All they had to do was just not turn the football over. Yeah. They had the game.
Yep.
Until they didn't. Until they didn't.
That
Then
seems
they
to be the
decided,
story of their
hey,
life.
we're going to give this game away to Denver. That's how the story was all freaking year.
Yeah, I know.
And then the Bears finally go down. Let's go. I hate the Bears so much. I was so happy when the Rams won last night. I was like, what in the world is going on? Caleb Williams, I don't know how he made that throw. That was super impressive. But I don't understand why there wasn't anybody else guarding. Yes, people probably were posting saying, oh, that guy pushed off of him. Not really. So I'm glad they didn't do a no call. I'm glad they did a no call there instead of doing anything else. I know there's controversy on Buffalo Bills and the Broncos interception. It was an interception. I don't know how many times I have to tell people this. The ball is still moving. He went down on his own. And if you go down on your own, you have to go fully down with the football. And if someone puts their hand in there and tries to rip it out and steal it, you have to hold on to the football. And that is why they did not review it, because they already knew it was an interception. They even came out, the analyst already came out and said the reason why it was not reviewed because our review team looked at it, and they have 50 different angles that they can look at it from. And if they don't see anything that should be an interception or not interception, they would have reviewed it.
The one thing I've never understood about it, Chase.
Stop blaming anyone.
The one
interception.
The one thing I've
Case
never
in
understood about it. Can you explain to me the idea of possession? Because I'm watching that clip. I see him bring it in one-handed. He basically throws it off his shoulder, and then he rolls it down to his hip. And to me, it looks like it's locked at the hip. To me, that would signify possession. But you said it was still moving. It's hard for me to tell. That's the one thing I've never been good at understanding is what qualifies as possession of the football.
You have, if that ball is still, like, think about it. You know, in a golf ball, and I know football's different, but you know, in a golf ball, you know how a PGA person literally waits after, like, with Tiger Woods or Speed,
Phil Mickelson.
How they just wait for that ball to fall in the hole because the ball is still spinning, barely, but you can't see it's still spinning, and that's why they give it that 5-second call. That's like, oh, that ball is still technically there, and I think it's like you have 5 seconds. It's like 10-15 seconds, somewhere around there, and if the ball falls in, then you don't have to worry about hitting it again. But if it doesn't in that 10-15 seconds, you have to go ahead and play it and put it in. It's kind of the same situation here. If you're going to go down by rule, trying to go down by yourself. If you watch the clip, he tries going down by himself. He's not being tackled. He's not being tackled because Denver Broncos and God, I can't think of his name right now, but he literally was going in there to grip the ball away. So that's why the receiver went down. He was trying to go down. But that hand was already in there and was already pulling it out. But you don't get that angle from the TV view or anything like that. But it's like, all the different angles that the ESPN had, they got the call right. But everybody else is sitting over here like, no, they didn't. That was not a pick, and Buffalo should have won. No. Okay, if you wanted Buffalo to win, Buffalo shouldn't have turned the football over. They should have kept the lead that they had. They shouldn't have had any of these issues that they were dealing with. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know it's hard, to lose a game, especially to lose a Super Bowl that really should have been your Super Bowl this year because you have no Patrick Mahomes. You have no Lamar Jackson. All you had to do was get through this game, and then you could have figured out a way to take out Sam Darnold. It's all you had to do. Or not Sam Darnold, apologize. Drake May. It's all you had to do. It's all you had to do. And you would have taken care of Drake May because Josh Allen has the quarterback experience. That is another reason why they fired Sean McDermott. That's why they fired him, because there's like, you go back and you really think, what happened in that game? And pretty much it was a coaching error. That's what it was. It was coaching. Bills had they were up 7-3. Then they were down 17-10, and then they had to come back. But the reason why they were down is because they just started not being able to get anything. Buffalo Bills had 5 turnovers. 5 turnovers! How do you win a football game with 5 turnovers? You don't.
You don't?
You're negative in the turnover category.
No.
You're lucky you made it to where you did. Don't blame the officials. 5 turnovers to 1? I'm sorry. Do better. Like that's the game right there. 5 turnovers to 1.
Hey, to Josh Allen's credit,
Not that interception play.
I got to give you this. To Josh Allen's credit, he didn't throw a pass so bad it tore his receiver's ACL.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That's his credit. Chase has stormed off. He's done. No, that Texans game was particularly
I have to turn
bad.
my heat off. I'm burning up in my room.
Yeah, you're getting too enthusiastic,
I'm burning
man.
up so bad in my room.
He is not up north playing in the
it's
snow.
like-
He is too
It's
warm. All right, I'll go. So we've got like
I
4
know,
minutes.
I know, but it's more the fact that people keep saying that interception was the game and it wasn't the game.
No, it was the
How do
two.
you win a game if you have 5 turnovers?
It was the 2 fumbles. It was the fumble at the end of the first half, and then the turnover at the beginning of the second half. That was the difference in the game.
That was the game.
It was the what, 6 points off those 2
100% was the
turnovers.
difference of the game.
You know, they never would have been in that position in the first place.
Yes.
You know.
No.
Now here's the thing. Now that he's going to get a new coach, he's going to get everything, but he's going to run into the problem Patrick Mahomes had 2 years ago. He's going to have a new baby when season starts at his house, and he's not going to be getting any sleep. So,
Yeah.
that's what every guy kept wondering what was wrong with Mahomes a couple of years ago when, you know, he was having bad games at home, but he was fine on the road. And everybody forgot his wife had just had a baby that summer. So he wasn't getting in sleep at home, and he was finally getting sleep when he was on the road. But, you know, all these guys, half of them have kids who are grown or not married at all, so they didn't think about that. All those talking heads.
No.
So I don't know if
You
they're
know,
going to get back next year.
And that's kind of the hard part. But, yeah. I mean, this was the Bills' year.
It was their year.
This was the Bills' year. If they were going to win a Super Bowl, this was their year. And they choked.
It had to be. It had to be this year.
I'm sorry to say,
And so,
but this was their year. Not having to deal with Patrick Mahomes because you beat them numerous times this year. Not having to deal with Lamar Jackson because you beat them this year. All you have to do was beat Denver, and you would get past the Patriots.
Yep.
The Patriots are good. They could not beat the Buffalo Bills. They couldn't. They couldn't beat a veteran quarterback in that case. And now we're looking at a AFC matchup that's going to be Stidham, who's a backup quarterback because Bo Nix is injured,
Yep.
versus Drake May. Who do you think is going to win that?
Stidham.
You're really going to do that? No, heck, man, this is going to be a blowout. This is going to be like 35-3. Poor Stidham's going to be running for his life.
Hey, I'm with Nick Foles. He said, "Don't worry, Patriots have a history of struggling with backup quarterbacks in championship games." That's what Nick Foles thinks.
That was with Tom Brady. Yeah, I know. That was with Tom Brady, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter now. Drake May's not a Tom Brady.
All right.
I think we're gonna see for the first time in I don't remember how long it was, but we could see the Seahawks and the Patriots if that's that case, it'd be 1-2s. But if we saw a 1-1 matchup, I think it'd be the first one in I think 3 or 4 years or something like that. But I don't know. I think the Rams could beat the Seahawks this weekend though too.
They could.
I mean-
Seahawks are getting hurt. Charbonnet is out for good.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's what I'm saying. Seahawks are. I mean, Sam Darnold was playing with an oblique injury,
Albeit still playing well. Like,
and he's still. Yeah.
all right.
But,
Well,
I mean, they played the 49ers, who's very injured. Right
that is
now.
true.
Yeah.
They were more
But
soft.
if the 49ers would have won that game somehow, they were winning the Super Bowl. There was nothing that was going to stop them.
I don't know about that, but it would have been impressive.
No.
Hey, Hey, we got to go to break, man. We're done with our second segment here.
Are you kidding me?
We got one more coming when we come back. I guess we're going to stick with the NFL here. We might throw in some breaking news, but don't go anywhere. Final segment of the game plan. Then EPH 5:11 p.m. is on after us here on thegospelstation.com Sports and Talk.
John Campbell is your local health market agent that specializes in Medicare. Instead of talking through an 800 number, talk face-to-face with your local agent, John Campbell, to answer all your questions and find the company that best fits your needs. John Campbell Health Market serves Yukon, Bethany, and the surrounding area and will travel across the state of Oklahoma to meet with you. Call John Campbell Health Markets at 405-200-8414. Call 405-200-8414. Grandview Windows and Doors is a proud sponsor of the Bethany Broncos and a part of the community serving all of Oklahoma City area with a mission to provide our customers exceptional window and door solutions. Locally owned and operated, Grandview Windows and Doors is your window and door specialist. Drop on by our showroom to get the latest colors, styles, and special pricing just in time for the fall. Call 405-787-0230 and visit us on Facebook, Grandview Windows and Doors.
Stan's Plumbing is your locally owned full-service licensed and bonded plumbing company proudly serving the Oklahoma City Metro for over 30 years. Stan's provides all types of plumbing services like faucet and toilet repairs, sewer repair and trenchless pipe replacement, water heater repair and installation, both tank and tankless, plus drain cleaning and jetting. All plumbers arrive with fully stocked trucks and can resolve your plumbing problems in a timely manner. Since 1988, Stan's Plumbing has held itself to a higher standard in plumbing. Call 405-721-5100 to schedule your appointment. Stan's Plumbing, Valley Service in a dirty business. 405-721-5100.
When technology has you screaming at the office, call Simplify Tech Solutions at 405-981-1011. Located at 4221 North MacArthur Boulevard, Simplify Tech Solutions features IT management, business phone systems, manages Wi-Fi, and offers repair and support. Simplify your Wi-Fi before the emotional breakdown by calling Simplify Tech Solutions. Locally owned and operated at 405-981-1011. 405-981-1011. Simplify Tech Solutions.
Now open at 5801 West Britain Road. It's Himador Mexican Grill. Order at Himador Mexican Grill and be treated to a spacious dining area, friendly staff, and delicious Mexican dishes. Fajitas, quesadillas, seafood, vegetarian meals, they've got it all at Himador Mexican Grill, 5801 West Britain Road. With different lunch and dinner specials every day and great prices, Himador Mexican Grill is the place to be. They open at 11 a.m. every day and come by starting August 30th to get some drinks at the brand new bar. The people love Himador Mexican Grill, and you will too. Call 405-367-7274 or email himadorgrill5801@gmail.com to reserve your table. Himador Mexican Grill is eager to serve you. 5801 West Britain Road and call 405-367-7274. Name brands and more for less at Victory Mattress Outlet. Welcome to Victory Mattress Outlet, 7101 Northwest Expressway in Oklahoma City. Family owned and operated Victory Mattress Outlet has options for every budget, like quality 10-inch beds to high-end luxury mattresses fit for a king. You're the winner here. Shop pillows, protectors, bedroom sets, and more. And remember, the friendly people at Victory Mattress Outlet can help deliver, assemble, and set up your mattresses and furniture. Call 405-510-6988 and never pay retail price for top brands again. Victory Mattress Outlet, 7101 Northwest Expressway, 405-510-6988. That's 405-510-6988. Victory Mattress Outlet, where your best night's sleep costs less. And that brings us back here from break on the Gospel Station Sports and Talk. Final segment of the game plan right here. We've got just a few more minutes. We got to end a little bit before 5 so we can get EPH 5:11 p.m. on track. But hey, we're still talking NFL right here. Chase, before we get back into the NFC side of things, I got to tell you this rumor I'm just seeing here. There's been speculation that the Ravens and Raiders could end up discussing a trade that would send Lamar to Las Vegas. Nothing confirmed, just a rumor. Don't know the validity of that, but I thought it was worth mentioning. He's got an incredulous look on his face right now. He cannot believe this.
Yeah. Send him to Buffalo. You know what? I'll take him at the Cowboys. Figure out a way to trade Dak Prescott for Lamar Jackson. I'll take that all day long. That's insane.
I want to stick with Dak. I'm a Dak believer. But, yeah, just a rumor right there. Just popped up. Wanted to mention it.
Yeah.
But what we really got to talk about, okay, let's talk about the Rams-Bears. I had the Rams winning it because I wanted the Rams-Seattle rematch, the Game 3 this year.
Yep.
Didn't know the game was going to be like that. When Caleb Williams scrambled 40 yards backfield and then just launched that Hail Mary. What did you say?
Yeah, Chase, you said what?
So I don't think anybody thought it was going to be that.
Oh, yeah. No, that's very fair. But, dude, I could not contain my laughter when Caleb Williams made that throw because I looked at it and I saw the guy break away in the end zone to make the catch, and I saw the defensive back in front of him going forwards trying to deflect the pass. I jumped out of my seat. Somebody investigate that guy. What is he doing? That was the funniest thing ever because there was no push. Nope. They're just tangled up with each other trying to get separation. This guy on the weakest move is like 2 yards upfield, nowhere close to being able to deflect that ball. Like, what are you doing right there? How in that moment are you not doing everything possible to stay glued to that wide receiver? But he wasn't, and they paid for it.
Yes, he did.
Now, obviously, Rams won it in the end, but, man, what a funny play. What a funny play.
For me, I just saw that and I said, of course he did that. Because I saw him do it at the OU Texas game when he stepped in and when he was at OU his first year. He's always had that ability. And you know, he's like Mahomes 2.0 or Mahomes mini-me. He just can do stuff like that, and you've got to stay in until the whistle blows, literally. And that DB, he's learned his lesson. Stay with, when you're playing Chicago, stay with the receiver until the whistle blows.
Until it blows. Like you're guarding Steph Curry and you're the Hornets. Okay, You got to stay with him even after the whistle, maybe.
Yeah.
No, that game, people like to describe it, Chase, as seeing both sides of Caleb Williams, the OU side of Caleb and the USC side of Caleb, all in one game. What did you think about just the quarterback play in that one?
I thought he was choking it just like he did the Bedlam game. I mean, that's kind of where I was at with it. I mean, I texted my friend literally before he made that big play, and I was like, well, looks like Caleb Williams is choking it up just like he did for that Bedlam game he played against. And then he messaged me after he made that throw. He was just like, thanks, buddy, for telling me that he wasn't clutch. And I was just like, all right, cool, whatever.
That's the reverse Coster's curse.
And then I went right back to him. I was just like, yeah, no. Then I threw it right back at him. I was just like, yep, I'm glad he's still not clutch after throwing a pick right there to end it. I was just like, oh, man, that was fantastic. But I don't know. I don't know if there's really much in comparison because, I mean, I think he played the same way in both OU and USC. I don't know if there was really much of a difference. USC, he won the Heisman, which there wasn't really that many good candidates that year to win the Heisman in the first place. So, I mean, yeah, you had to give it to someone. Yeah. So, obviously, give it to him in that case. But I'd say if Ashton Genty would have had his year that he had the same year Travis Hunter was doing it, Ashton Genty would have won the Heisman that year instead of Caleb Williams. So, yeah, I don't know. I just saw Caleb Williams play his sophomore year, played pretty good, had some really lucky stuff. It was like, as Rossi Take says, it's black magic, and it was some pretty black magic. I mean, Caleb Williams did everything all year long, and I mean, they found out ways to win the games, and that's, it doesn't have to be pretty as long as it's a win on the win column.
Black magic exclusively used in the fourth quarter and no other time.
Yes.
All right, well, we got to end this a little bit early, so I want to give you both one last chance to say whatever you want to say here, maybe about football or whatever. Mike, let's start with you first.
Let's see here. I want to say that Seattle's going to win next weekend. I got New England winning, and it's a rematch of the Russell Wilson should have been lauded as a Hall of Famer, but unfortunately he got picked at the goal line, so it's a rematch of that Super Bowl. And one of the before with the go Chase, Oklahoma State #1 in the portal in the Big 12. I think you got something cooking up there.
Chase, what's up with you?
Man, I'm hoping. I mean, I'm hoping that we have something cooking up in the portal. I'm a little nervous on this year, but we'll see on that. My one thing, or my two things, really. One, obviously, national championship happening today. I'll get into that here in a sec. But Supercross, it's all up in action again. Eli Tomac, he's now won a few races already, which, he was predicted to retire a couple years ago. And people were talking about last year he was going to retire, and now he's won 2 races. So that's been really cool to see. A lot of injuries already. Just prayers for those. But national championship game tonight, as we talked about earlier, it's going to be a good one. But obviously I got Indiana winning it. And I mean, I don't know if home crowd's going to do much for Miami. But, it would be a really cool story if Miami won it. Obviously all the lineups and everything, people are talking about Indiana, and it would be kind of cool if Miami won it at home. It'd be the first team to ever do it in modern history in the NCAA Division I level to win at home on a national championship. So that would be kind of cool too. But I don't know. Fernando is just he's another animal.
That is very true. Well, either way, it's going to be a fun matchup tonight. We invite everybody to watch. We'll all be watching it, eager to come back on a show and talk about the results. But, hey, that'll do it for this episode of The Game Plan. A little bit shorter than normal, but we got to get out of here. Thanks so much to Chase Horsley for coming on the show, the Horseman. Tune into his podcast and go listen to all of his stuff. It's all great as well. We'll send you over to EPH 511 after 5:11 p.m. We got to add the p.m. after this. So stick around on thegospelstation.com, Sports and Talk. But for now, Luke Young, Mike Gannon, Chase Horsley, we're done here. Have a great rest of your night. God bless.